Hello, this is the aftermarket report with Vegas and Jim. Oh, this is November the 1st, 2018. I'm going to turn this right over to Vegas.
Hi everyone, it is November. I can't believe it. We've closed off the dreadful month of October, and let me tell you, it was dreadful. So I'm really happy, excuse me, that November is here, and I anticipate a much better month than what we've had. So the stocks we're going to talk about today is SLS, EARS, Sting, ABIO, NLNK, and just a follow-up on TRPX. So let's start with SLS. Now, SLS is for SLS Life Sciences Group, and that stock was a beautiful trade. The volume was over 20 million shares traded so far, opened up at 147 today, had a low of 136. I was able to get into that one at 141, and that ran beautifully to 193, and then it pulled back. It's pulled back to about 168 now. I'll let Jim talk about the chart in a second, but just to mention, this had an upgrade today by Oppenheimer, and they're saying that the target on this one is $13. So longer term hold traders are looking to hold this longer term in maybe a investment account based on that. Me personally, SLS, in terms of trading this, I'm looking for a target of 245 plus, maybe no more than 250 at this point in the shorter term coming sessions. And then I'll just let Jim talk about what he sees on the chart coming next. Jim?
Yep. So this is SLS. We called this right out of the gate this morning. I'm pulling up a year's chart up here. We went past the 50 SMA at 120 and run right into the 100 SMA at 175 today and then pulled back. We had a high almost to $2 if I remember right, pretty close to our target. So I'm going to pull up a 20-day chart, and these are what I'm looking at right now. I'm trying to draw me a few new. I kind of cleared the drawing set to start fresh here. So we got a pullback right about 129 would be your low support. We got 137, and it go ahead and bounce on up that 156. So we hit a high today of around 193. And we pulled back, and we're sitting here right at support at 166 right now. And that's what I'm looking at. So this is SLS. Keep this on a good watch. I'm going to pull up just a daily and show you what the daily looked like today. It was a very nice breakout after hours last night. We had a high of right around 170. Pulled back right here to support at 137 and broke up to 193. So we're sitting here at a good support at 166. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. That's SLS.
Okay, and next one I'm going to talk about is EARS, Auris Medical Holding. We did talk about this one, if you guys remember. We talked about this one as a swing trade idea, and I kind of liked the fact that it had kind of pulled away and was looking for this to reverse. And you know what? Today was a great day with EARS. I mean, even if you didn't take the swing from earlier in the call that we shared earlier in the week, the stock opened up beautifully today at 64 cents, ran as high as 98. I mean, it's been a great trade so far. And Jim can tell us what he sees forthcoming on this beautiful chart and this beautiful setup.
Yeah, we run real good today. We come from a bottom low of around 64 cents. I think right out of the gate it opened up at around 65, 66. So it bounced on up past my resistance line of 67, 68, which Vegas and I have been calling support. And that's right where the 50 SMA is. So it bounced on up and hit a real good solid resistance up here right around 95 cents. And we called this all the way up in the room, and I called I think I called a pullback on this around 82. Let me pull this up on a daily. EARS is one of our favorites. We're up and down on it. We had a great pullback on it. and I think we're rebounding from that pullback at 63 cents. So we had a high of 98, just 2 cents off our target. So we're going to keep a good eye on yours. It's still bullish. Any kind of pullback would be good, and we'll just keep her on watch. But we're definitely bullish on this stock, and we've been bullish for a month and a half at least, Vegas.
Oh yeah, we've been in and out of that one, but recently we said it was a good bottom play. So congratulations to our YouTubers that watch, follow, and subscribe
I picked
that
up.
took that one.
I'm gonna throw a surprise in here. I picked up a little bit of HSGX at 53, and we're at 54 right now. So I'm gonna throw that one in there, and that's HSGX. I picked some up at 53 after hours.
Okay, and since we're talking about HSGX, I mean, I just want to mention they did have news after hours, and the news was that, they're obviously into the restorative cell therapies for pain relief, and they actually had a meeting was held with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, known as obviously the FDA. And at the meeting, the results from the phase 3 clinical trial and the potential for the submission of a license application known as a biologic license application was discussed. The FDA and Histogenics continue to discuss the clinical data generated to date and the need for any additional supplemental data, which could include longer term data for the ongoing phase 3 trial and potential alternative pathways for the BLA to be accepted. So, what needs to be understood here is that the FDA has not made a final decision regarding a BLA submission. And based on feedback from the FDA, HSGX intends to provide a further update on these negotiations by the end of November. So what's happening right now is there was a lot of people that, read this and they thought, oh, this is crap now. And they started dumping shares. So, you know what? Smart move of Jim to catch the knife. And we'll see what happens in the next few weeks on HSGX.
Yep. Yeah, I'm up 2 cents a share on it already. 3 cents make
Well,
that.
well, there you go. There you go. I think it's great that you took advantage of the dip there.
Okay, Sting.
Oh,
That's the
okay,
next one.
so Sting, Scorpio Tankers. So Scorpio Tankers, the reason this caught my attention actually was I did like the nice volume that actually was presented in the stock today. And this company also has an office in New York, and they deliver petroleum on these large ships that they have. So Scorpio Tankers, over 14 million shares traded today. Major buys. I saw the tape had an order of 100,000 shares, and another one later in the day after hours at 203,000 shares being bought at 189. So I think we can expect a potential continuation on Scorpio Tankers, and I'll just let Jim talk about what he sees on that chart.
Yeah, what I'm seeing on this chart, Sting, I'm going to pull up a year's chart on it. I'm seeing that we just recovered. We just hit the 50 SMA today at 189, which was really a bottom support right around 182 that I'm looking at on a yearly, not counting the oversold sell-off we had down here at 148. So let's look at a support between 180, 182. Let's see if we can go ahead and bring this up to the next level, which would be right around 199. And then we're going to got a little spot here at 203, and then we're going to bring it up to about to where the 100 SMA is, close to 213. That's going to be our target for right now. And this will be Sting. If it pulls back, 171 at the low. So there you are,
Okay.
Sting.
All right. And as we speak, HSGX 58 cents. Good job. 59. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead
So
and sell
next
it.
one is ABIO. ABIO, which is for Arca Biopharma. Just to keep this one on watch, I have it as an active swing trade. And this one is of interest only because they are looking to have this some sort of potential FDA news is supposed to be coming. Last time they did talk about FDA news, it was back in, I think back in September. And what they said back then was that they would have an update on this particular situation with the FDA. So they did a protocol assessment, and the news came out in September 18th. And they said that the FDA has 45 days to review and that the news should be out. We're thinking maybe tomorrow could be some news. So if we don't hear anything tomorrow on ABIO, we might be able to hear something on the assessment with the FDA. And I guess we'll know more details maybe, if not tomorrow, then stay tuned for something like next week.
Sounds
So
good to
keep it
me.
on a watch. Okay, and what do you think about the chart, Jim?
I'm liking the chart. I'm looking at it right now, and I think we just hit the 50 SMA. We're going to run it on up. We're going to hit around 217. It's going to be the 100 SMA, so that's going to be our target, right around 218 for right now. And that's ABIO. Or that's Sting, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Jim's not. He's all over the
Yeah, I just got out of that other
of
trade, so
HSGX.
let's
All right, that's all right. It looks good though.
let's start all over
Next
again.
next one is NLNK. NLNK. That's the one. And NLNK, okay, that one there was triggering earlier today on scanners.
Oh my.
And that one's called New Link Genetics Corporation. So the setup was there on the chart, but the other reason it was triggering too is that NLNK announced today that they have an abstract with data pertaining to the use of the company's investigational immuno-oncology molecule, which is really a therapy for people with newly diagnosed acute myeloid leukemia. So they will be joining other companies that you will hear about in the coming weeks. The conference will be in San Diego, California, towards the first week of December 1st until the 4th. It's an annual ASH conference, and that stands for the American Society of Hematology. So based on that, they're going to be updating the phase 1 data. And, what really excites me really is phase 2. But phase 1 still is very important. Can't have a phase 2 without a phase 1. So there is some activity on this particular stock. And Jim, what are you thinking of that chart?
I'm really liking the bottom of it. We had a bottom yesterday at 186. So this is NLNK, and I'm seeing a nice little pattern up. We got the 100 SMA, which is right around 242. We closed at a high today of 227. I'm going to magnify this up a little bit, but I'm seeing a nice little rebound maybe. If we can take it up to where the 100 is, that's where the end of the gap is at 331. So we got a nice little climb up here. I'm going to definitely keep NLNK on watch, and we'll just see how this thing turns out tomorrow. But I'm liking it. We had like I said, a 52-week low yesterday, and we bounced up off that low. So
That's
this is
right.
the first day of the breakout.
Okay, and I can see here as we're talking, I'm watching Apple, and it looks like Apple had some not such great news on the earnings because the stock had a high of 222 today, and it's pulling back here at 214.84 as we speak. So that would have been a really good knife catch there on Apple.
That's right where I kind of called. I had a trend line here at 214 for a pullback, but I noticed we hit 210, 210.55 low. That could have been another knife catch for profitability right there. That's two of them, and all week it's been like that. Earnings. If you don't have all day to trade, you can pop in here right after hours and get in on some of these knives that happen on some of these stocks. I figured Apple would do this, and I was right. So, Vegas, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Last but not least, just wanted to close off with our swing trade. We talked about this fabulous Israeli company that's having a deal with a Canadian company, where the Canadian company is going to take over. Um, and as you can see, TRPX, since we talked about it the other day, is moving along quite nicely. So we talked about this when it was like 588, and you could see now it's around 680, 675 ish. So it's had a nice move, almost $1 a share. So just keep that one on watch, because when that deal closes, anticipate a much higher move on the stock. So if you're not in it, keep a watch or take a starter. It's up to you what you're doing, but just keep it on watch.
Now we did call us to this resistance here at 686. I have it charted up here. The next one's going to be right around 712. So this can pull back. It can pull back a little bit to 660 to 644 maybe. Maybe cut half that breakout today in half for another rebound pickup. So let's keep an eye on TRPX. We charted this out pretty good. We had our dollar run on it. And let's see if we can get a little pullback to support level right around 660 or 644, and then bounce on back up to this resistance, which is a hard resistance at 686. Now if this catches on, it can go ahead and run up to 759. So this is TRPX. Keep it on watch.
Okay. And you know what, guys? I think that's a lot of different stocks to keep on watch, because a lot of them are continuation or ones that were in for a swing trade. So keep this in mind. Tomorrow is Friday. So, Fridays have been really good in the past. And, we're in November. So I am going to anticipate a busy Friday. So, on that note, just want to thank you all for following and subscribing. Appreciate you all. And we hope that you will share our videos or tell other people about it. We have hearing some great feedback that we've been quite helpful to so many people. And that's really the purpose of doing the videos. So thank you all so very much, and have an amazing night. And Jim, anything else to add before we go?
Yeah, after hours when I was on here, I went ahead and I flipped HSGX. I got right down in here at 53 cents. It pulled back a little bit once we started the video, or the aftermarket report, and then it bounced on all the way up to this 50 SMA, and that's where I decided to go ahead and sell it at. So I got in at 53 and out at 59 in a matter of 7 to 8 minutes, and got 2,000 shares and made $120. Just
Oh, like that.
I love these. I just love
He's
these knives
making
after
money.
hours.
He's making money while we're recording a show.
Yep.
Seed washboard Jim just never skips a beat. I
Never.
like it. I
It
like it.
kind of shook me up when we were talking about ABIO. I was talking about Sting chart with, so that was
That's
our
okay.
foul up there.
Well,
But
Jim just only has 10 screen guys.
yeah. So
What
this
a
is
setup.
this is the aftermarket report with Vegas and Jim. Vegas loves stocks.
Yes.
I love stocks. We all love stocks. Keep it fresh and keep it simple. And have a great day.